everyone, welcome back to my channel, and today we are once again doing my TBR game. So, how did May go? Not very well. I would like to say, in the past when I've done my TBR game, almost all of the time I actually finish it. I read every single book that I set for myself. That was not the case this month, and we're gonna just put it down to two things, which is number one, getting used to having a TBR game again, and number two, I was doing exams, so in the first 2 weeks of the month, I read 2 books. I read 1 book a week, so I had 11 books on my TBR, so like, there was no way I was gonna get to all of them by the end of the month. So, also one of the 2 books that I read wasn't even on my TBR. Okay, so we had author's most recent book. I read The Golden Enclaves for this, and I did actually read it. Then blank, I had Middle Game, read that. Another blank, I had The Shadow Glass, I have not read that. Adult fantasy, we have Before They Are Hanged by Joe Abercrombie, I did read that. TBR game, I did Mel's TBR game. Chapter titles, Clockwork Angel, I didn't read that. Big book, Clockwork Princess, didn't read that. Fictional country, Night's Shadow. I'm hoping to read that before the end of the month. I still have like 5 days left, so I'm hoping to actually get to that. Phone a Friend, The Goblin Emperor, that was recommended to me by Emma, and I did read that. Released after 2015, Radio Silence, I did not read that. Phone a Friend, I asked Maria, she gave me The Sword of Kaigan, I am currently reading that. And so those were all of the books that were on my TBR. It's a new month, so let's see how it goes this time. Okay, so last month we visited 2 of the 4 islands, and I failed my TBR miserably. And I've basically made a rule that if I complete less than half of my TBR, I have to give one of the tokens back. So I'm gonna give back the beach one. So we once again have to go over there. So let's see if we can do any better this month. So let's see how many spins we have to do. Nine. That does not bode well. Spin number 1. 10. We have to move the counter over here up 1, so we are now on 20 out of 100. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Released from 2000 to 2015. So our first prompt is released between 2000 and 2015. After this, I'm going to go with The Last Argument of Kings by Joe Abercrombie. This is the 3rd book in the First Law trilogy, and it was published in 2008. And this is the final book in the first series in the First Law world, and I am reading it because I follow along with the Catch-Up Book Club, which is run by Becca from Back in the Books. Obviously, I can't say too much about this. Not gonna lie, I still don't really know the plot of the overall story, so like, even if I wanted to, I don't think I can. But it follows mainly 3 perspectives. We have Jezal, Logan, and Glokta. Jezal is like a noble person. He's getting ready to compete in this swords competition, and he is a bit lazy. He kind of has everything handed to him, and now he is obviously involved in all of the schemings of this like old wizard. And then Logan is like from another place in this land, and he is like a ruthless famous fighter, and like he has the nickname like Bloody Nine. And Glokta was once in a position that was kind of like Jezal, but he ended up getting captured and tortured during a war, and now he himself is a torturer. And as I said, all of them kind of get brought together by this weird wizard who, like, maybe a figure from the past come back. So yes, so that is going to be book number 1 of the month. Spin number 2. That was a pretty weak spin. 4. I think we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. SCRIBD. So then book number 2 was SCRIBD, and for this I'm going to go with Red Sister, and again another book club pick. And this one is the Backlist book club pick. This is a book club that is run by Cassidy from Covers with Cassidy. We've had bad luck with books. Our most successful one has been The Ninth Reign, The Winnowing Flame trilogy by Jen Williams. The rest, not the best. I mean, I personally enjoyed the Lycanians trilogy, but overall, not so much love for that. So Cassidy has already read the entire Red Sisters series. She knows she loves it, so I've also read the first book. I've read it back in 2020. I listened to the audiobook. I gave it a 3 stars at the time, but hopefully I'll enjoy it more. I'm not sure why, but like, I still remember it quite well, even though it was 3 years ago. So I'm gonna be hopeful that I like it. I just realized that I forgot to mention this, but this time there's actually some new co-hosts. So obviously it's Cassidy's book club, and there'll also be Mel, and there'll also be Kaylee. We're used to them. But also joining this time is Rye and Maria. So I'll leave everyone's channel link down below. And I'm really excited because like I feel like there's gonna be a mix of opinions. So I think that could make it interesting. Red's sister, is it Nona? Is that the name of the character? At the very start of the book, she is about to basically get executed despite the fact she is a child. And then a nun comes along and saves her and takes her to this convent where it turns out that they are training to be like assassin nuns. Though not everyone that goes there becomes an assassin nun, but that is kind of the path that Nona is taking. And I remember some parts of it being interesting, but I think I got really bored in the middle of it. So we'll see. Again, I'll probably listen to the audiobook again this time. I might also get the ebook so I can, you know, take notes and stuff. Spin number 3. Three. 1, 2, 3. So that's set on a different continent and I can move to a different part of the map. So I can either go to the city, which is the one there, or we can go to the snowy place. Which one has better prompts? Book number 3 is set on a different continent, and I'm kind of bending the rules for this one, but I don't care. For that, I'm going to read The Shadow Glass by Rinch Pecco, because this is a Asian-inspired setting, so I'm bending it a little, and I don't care. So this is the third and final book in the Bone Witch trilogy. I was supposed to read it last month, didn't get time to, and we follow T, and she is a Bone Witch, and when she discovers this power, she basically gets taken away to learn how to control these powers because they can be dangerous. And we are flashing forward in time to her talking to this scribe, telling her a story, and we know that like something has gone wrong basically in her life, and we're all kind of like leading up to it. And as I said, this is the third and final book. I gave the first one 4 stars and the second one 3 stars, so I'm hoping that I will like this one. So spin number 4. And that is another 10. Also, I just realized that you can't really see the... There we go. It's there. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. LGBTQ plus rap. Book number 4 is going to be a book with LGBTQ plus rap, which is perfect for Pride Month. And I have chosen Ocean's Echo by Everina Maxwell. I read the first one in April, which is Winter's Orbit. This one is set in the same universe, but following completely different characters. And it's a male-male romance. One of our characters has telepathic abilities and he gets caught using them illegally. His mind is basically bound to someone else's, our other main character, who I suppose they fall in love, so that he like can't use them by himself. I actually really enjoyed the first book, so I hope that I really like this as well. Spin number 5. Seven. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. A poll pick. So then number 5, are we at 5? Yes. Number 5 is a poll pick, and I put a poll on Twitter, and my options were Ashes of the Sun, Priory of the Orange Tree, Harrow the Ninth, and I can't remember what the other one was, but I clearly didn't win. So the winner was Priory of the Orange Tree by Samantha Shannon. I don't know why I put this one on, because like I have so many books on my physical TBR, and this is a book that isn't even on my physical TBR. I mean, I had an idea for a vlog that involved it, but there's other books that could have fit into what I was planning to do. So yes, because it's a pretty big book. Though I do think like the text is pretty big, I think maybe. Well, I don't know the full details of this. I know that it follows, I think, 2 different like civilizations. And one like nearly worships the dragons and the other like fears them. And it's just based on like different dragon mythologies throughout the world. I'm intrigued. I've heard pretty good things overall, though I think that like the first like little bit is like really hard to get into and can be a bit info dumpy, but I'm prepared for that. And I've read the Bone season, so I kind of understand the info dump. Like she's done that before. I kind of understand it. So I'm hoping that I will enjoy it. Spin number 6. Or is it 7? No, it's 6. A 2. 1, 2. In a fictional world. Where can I go? I can go to the beach. Oh, I can only go to the beach. Or I can go back to the island I was just on, but that wouldn't be any fun now, would it? Oh, I also didn't move that up. Okay. Alright, I think I'm gonna go back over to the beach. And I'll take that. The next prompt was set in a fictional country, and for this I'm going to go with We Free the Stars by Hasfa Fleisel. And so this is the second and final book in the Sans Aurelia duology. And I read the first one, just look how shiny it is. I read the first one in April and I gave it a 3 stars, but it's like a really high 3 stars. I did enjoy it. Like, I look back positively on the experience, but I think I didn't really fully connect with the characters and the world and all of that. And I'm hoping that, like, I mean, this is another pretty chunky book. I'm hoping in the second one that I like finally like really get that connection, and hopefully I'll really like this. But I enjoy the story obviously well enough to want to continue, so I'm gonna do that. And as I said, I just look how shiny these covers are. They're so pretty. First book follows 2 points of views. So we follow Zafira, and she is a huntress for her village. She goes get food, all of that, but nobody knows that it's her because she is a woman. And then we also follow the prince of these lands, and he is working as an assassin for his father. 2 of them basically get sent on the same quest to kind of bring magic back to the world. And yeah, as I said, I am excited to continue this. 7. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A mystery or thriller. So the next one is mystery and thriller, and I don't really know what I want to read for this. I'll probably just pick up an audiobook throughout the month, but if you have any recommendations, please let me know. I haven't read that many mystery or thrillers. Most of the ones I've read are YA. I've read like, you know, the Maureen Johnson trilogy. I've read Sadie. I've read A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. I have read The Guest List by Lucy Foley, and I did enjoy that. But like I think that's the only adult one. Oh, I've also read No Exit by Taylor Adams. I gave that 4 stars. And I also, what was the other one? And I started The Last Time We Lied by Riley Sager, but I never finished it. So tell me what I should read. So then spin number 8. I think we're getting there. Another 4. I think that's a safe number, is it? Yeah, it is. 1, 2, 3, 4. A non-fiction. And we have non-fiction, and for this I'm going to go with Know My Name by Chanel Miller. And this, I actually have the audiobook available to me right now. I can't remember like the exact details because it happened over in America, but basically Chanel Miller, she wrote an victim's impact statement during like a trial because she was essayed by Brock Turner, I think his name was, and it kind of went viral, but she was anonymous, and now she's wrote a book and telling her full story. And I've heard that it's pretty emotional, which I imagine it will be, and I do want to read it because I've heard brilliant things about it. Okay, so our 9th spin, so it'll be our final spin if we don't land up on a 4 or a 10. And of course I land on a 4. Yeah, I jinxed that, didn't I? I definitely jinxed that. 1, 2, 3, 4. A romance. So then we get romance. So we're getting a lot of genres that I don't read a lot. Luckily, I have a book right at the ready for this one because it was a lovely birthday gift from my friend Lizzie. Lizzie gave me Ice Planet Barbarians purely because she knows I'll hate it and she wants me to vlog it. So yeah, literally, don't hate me. This is purely because I want you to read it at some point for my enjoyment in a vlog. You're getting your wish, Lizzie. It's happening. So obviously, thank you for the gift. And I am actually excited to read it. It sounds so ridiculous. It's gonna be great fun. So yes, Ice Planet Barbarians, it follows a woman, and they have been, like a group of women, they've been kidnapped by aliens, and then the alien ship starts having trouble, and so then they get stranded on an ice planet. And then another group of aliens comes along and helps them, but like he's like thinking that she's his mate, which gives me the ick already. But I'm ready to be pleasantly surprised. Like, I don't necessarily think it will be good, but I think it could be fun. And now on to our 10th spin. So again, I can't land on a 10, and I also can't land on a brown color because then again I'll have that to spend. One is safe. So our final prompt is big book. And our very last spin was a big book, and for this I'm going to be reading Daughter of No Worlds by Chris Broadbent. This is another birthday gift, but this time it was from Cassidy. Both of my friends clearly trying to, like, I don't know, tell me something. Like, do I need more romance in my life? Is that what they're saying? It follows a girl and she is trying to buy her freedom, but instead she kills someone, so she goes on the run, and then she gets involved in this like magical order and she has to like prove her place there, and she gets a mentor and the two of them have to work together. He doesn't really like her and he doesn't actually seem to like the order that much, and I guess the two of them work together and fall in love. So yeah, I am actually relatively excited for this. Obviously everyone has been screaming about her other series, the Serpent of the Wings of Night, something like that. But Cassidy got this one for me because she thinks it could be, she hasn't read this, but she thinks based on what other people have said, it could be more my speed, because like the other one is like vampire romance, and it's like, I think kind of like a bit of enemies to lovers, which can be a bit iffy for me. Whereas this one is more like, yes, they're kind of like, there's an uneasiness to the start of their relationship, but supposedly he's kind of like, as what I've heard is that he's a bit of a sweetheart and like a bit of like a sunshine, like cinnamon roll kind of character, which I really like. So that's why Cassidy got this for me, and like that does intrigue me a little. I have liked fantasy romance in the past, but I'm just very hard to please. Those are all the books, so thank you guys so much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed. If you did, subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.